Here we go. Live on Facebook Live with Zoom and talking about all kinds of good things. And matter of fact, one of the things we're going to do today in our Facebook Live challenge is show you how you can use Facebook Live for a small group or one person and many. Hi, I'm Terry Brock, and I'm one of your hosts here, joined by the lovely and charming both Gina Carr and Lori Brown. Lori Brown, complete with a Detroit Tigers hat there from Detroit, Michigan. Lori, how you doing today?
I'm doing fine. I'm doing my honoring of Lisa Demi today, and she does the baseball cap and the authentic and the no makeup, and I'm right with her. So Lisa, if you're watching this or you're going to watch it in recording, just know that this is my honoring of you.
Very good. And Gina Carr, good to have you with us today. How are you doing today?
Oh, just fine. Delighted to be here.
Well, very good. All right. Well, now, one of the things we want to talk about today is really good. And I didn't know we could do this until yesterday when Gina Carr shared it with us. And here's what the situation was. Three of us know a particular person who was having a birthday yesterday. And so Gina said, well, let's send a birthday greeting. I thought, well, I guess we could. We might record it and then we'll send an MP4 or something like that. Gee, Terry, how 2017 of you. Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to do a Facebook Live Zoom into that person's timeline, and we created a particular birthday greeting for our buddy Ed Primo, who's there also in Detroit. Primo Productions, a little plug there, doing some of the best video work you can find anywhere. And give them a call at Primo Productions today. Something like that. He didn't tell me what to do, but now, Ed, you'll owe me, okay? You owe me a beer. But anyway, we did that. Well, first of all, Gina, tell us a little bit about what we did and the concepts of it. And then, Laura, I'd like to get your insights into the power and the possibilities there. Gina?
Well, rather than tell, I'm going to actually show.
Oh, I like that. That's a great way to do it.
So here we go. This is our friend Ed's timeline with the lovely sunset there. And he says, thanks for the happy birthday wishes. And then you scroll down just a little bit. And, people are posting text messages, happy birthday. Some people get creative and send a picture, but we broadcast right onto his timeline. And so a little bit different there. And so it's the three of us. And he says, thanks a bunch. Oh my gosh, while he's telling us some personal information there. So I guess I won't go through that. But anyway, sounds like he was in the hospital. Sorry, what?
Freeze their screen and zoom in on that, right?
Well, I'm sure it's not a big deal, but it sounds like he was in the hospital. So anyway, that's what we did. And yeah, I'd been wanting to try it because I knew that existed, this ability to go onto someone's timeline. Because when you click through the Zoom options, that's one of the things that it says, do you want to do that? And so we tried it and it worked.
I like this. So what we can do on that, it helped me to see, hey, what we could do is suppose you've got a friend and you're talking together on Zoom or we're using Facebook and you go, oh, so-and-so, we want to say hello. We want to say happy birthday, or maybe they're going through some challenges and you want to be there and support them and help them. Here's a great way to pull a couple of people together and then send something special to them on their site. I did not know that you could send a Zoom or a Facebook Live directly to someone's timeline as long as they're a friend. Lori, help us on this. What are some possibilities on that? What kind of doors does that open up in your mind?
Well, I think this is really powerful in a lot of ways. For business, let's say I have a client that I'd like to give a shout out to. I can use a Zoom Live to do it. I think it sets you apart. I use BombBomb also as a video way of communicating with my clients. I do that through email. I love BombBomb. A shout out again. I don't get any money from BombBomb for saying that, but I do love them. But if I don't want to go through email, maybe I don't have their email, but I have a client, I know they're on Facebook, and I'd like to give a personal shout out or send a targeted message to an individual or to a small group of people, Facebook Live works really well for that. So we can post to somebody's personal page. We can pretty much post anywhere you can post on Facebook. So that's a very, very powerful way to use it in a micro way. But one of the people in our group had asked about how can you broadcast out to a larger group of people? And I think that's equally as important is how do I get more eyes? And that's where I'd love to throw it to either of you and some of the ways that you've been able. I know Gina's just a genius about building community. Tell me a little bit about how to get more of an audience using Facebook Live, because I think that's your specialty.
Yeah, Gina, what do you have to say about that?
Well, the main thing is that the great thing is that Facebook does a lot of the heavy lifting for you if you just use the tool of Facebook Live. That's one of the reasons I love it so much. So if I go onto my own timeline, I'm generally going to have the biggest natural, organic bang for the buck, so to speak, and the buck is free. And Facebook is going to let a lot of my friends and followers know that I'm out there and that I'm broadcasting live. So it's going to bring people to me automatically. Alternatively, you can run ads, you can do emails, you can certainly get the word out that you're planning to do a Facebook Live. It's a little bit tricky. If you use BeLive, the tool BeLive.tv, you actually do get a link that you can share in advance and tell people to come to your Facebook Live. Otherwise, and this is what I normally do because I use Zoom typically, is I just say, come to my personal profile and I'll share the link for that, or I'll say, come to my page or the group, wherever it is. And I just tell people to go to that and keep refreshing until they actually see the video, because Facebook will bring it up as the top thing on that page or in that group. So that's just one of the tricky things about these early days of Facebook Live. I mean, it's been out there for a little while. You'd think that Facebook might have made this a little bit easier for us, but so far it's not terribly easy to share the actual link where you're where you're going to be broadcasting.
Yeah, and if I can build on top of that, what both of you have said, I had something happen just this morning that was really good. I'm working with a client right now who's a specialist in a particular area. He's well known in his field, and working with him on product design, working with him on technology that we're bringing in for that team. And one of the things that we're going to do is a Facebook Live with him giving messages out in a highly technical area, in the medical area, to his particular audience. And it's going to give him a chance in their Facebook group to deal with very technical issues that are related to that topic. And I'm going to interview him. Now, those of you that are speakers, those of you that are coaches, I want you to think about this. We have skills where we can connect with people, we can interview. And by offering that service to give advice and interview them, that way he does better. He is a great speaker, but he also sometimes finds that when you look into a camera and you start talking, you kind of freeze up on that. Versus if you're just talking with someone who is knowledgeable, a good facilitator can ask questions, that helps. And he says, oh yeah, it's kind of be like I'm Jimmy Fallon. And I responded back and said, yeah, you're going to be like Jimmy Fallon, who has his NBC with commercials. You're going to have your own group, your Facebook group right now. That's a secret group that is available only for those that come into that. And again, in a highly technical medical area. He's going to be able to talk about technical terms. It's going to be fun. It's going to be funny where appropriate. He's got a great community there. And he'll be able to offer some kind of call to action each time. Sometimes the call to action will be, click over here and we want you to download this free PDF that we've got for you. Or watch this free video that's really good from a past seminar we did or something like that. And then others where they'll be able to sign up for his coaching, for events that he does, for products that he's producing, etc. So I'm mentioning that to those of you that are watching so that you'll get the idea, hey, there's some opportunities here on using Facebook Live. And I like the idea of coupling it with Zoom in some amazing ways where you can take your own knowledge and give it to them, but also tap into the network that you know. Find other people that you can have as a guest, one or two or more guests that can be there to also talk about that particular topic. So I think there's some real good opportunities on that. Lori, any other insights that you might have?
Well, I love that, Terry. I love the idea of tapping into other people's networks. We want to expand. I think there's a couple of things that's always true. The more value we provide, the more eyes we'll get. But if we are just posting to our Facebook page, we have the audience that's on our Facebook page. The minute, as you suggested, which I think is brilliant, where we start interviewing other people and they also are simultaneously broadcasting it on their page with their people, we've now doubled, tripled, quadrupled the audience. So I think that's a brilliant way to do that.
Yeah, and the tool of Facebook Live is amazing. Think about it. Facebook really wants this, so they're putting their marketing oomph, their juice behind it to say, let's get this out there more. And we've got the tool of Zoom when we couple that together. And again, we're not selling Zoom. We buy it. We're customers of this, but I see it and we know it and really like it, that it gives us the ability to do multiple people, to share our screen where we want to be able to bring in, we have something we have not done, but if we wanted to demonstrate an app, for instance, on our smartphone, we can do that with Zoom very easily. Say, oh, here's how you do it. And think about how a company could use that for training when they often develop their own app, or maybe they're using an app that they want all the sales force to use. This can be very helpful. Gina, any insights that you might have on that?
Yes, as you were talking, I was reminded of a tool that I have used. I'm not using it currently. I think I still have a subscription, but the tool is called Lively. And one of the great things about Lively is that as soon as you start broadcasting your Facebook Live, you can simultaneously be broadcasting to a number of different channels. So rather than you having to go in and share to my group or share to my page and do all those shares, which that's great to ask your audience to do, you can have the sharing that you would normally do happen automatically with a tool called Lively. So I'm not sure that I'm explaining.
Spell that for us. Please spell that very carefully for those that might not English as their native language.
Lively, Liveleap, live leap. So it makes the live broadcast leap onto multiple other pages and groups. And it's a reasonable fee. It's $20, $30 a month, something like that. And if you're doing a lot of Facebook Lives and you really want to bring a lot of people to it, it's a very powerful tool.
Yeah, I think one of our members of our group here in the Facebook Live group, Wayne Berry. Hi, Wayne. Hope you're doing well, mate, over in Australia. And he is using that now. He said he's going to explore it, get into it. It's one of the things I admire about him, and I've noticed other people that are very successful, they're open to new technologies and new ideas, and always say, oh, there's something new here. Let me try it and see if it's a fit. Not all of them are going to be that way. It reminds me of one of my heroes in life is Andrew Carnegie. Pronounced that way, Carnegie, as the Scottish would. And he was one of the people that came to America with nothing, grew and became the richest man in the world eventually. He was always trying new technology, both when he was in the railroad business and when he was in the steel business. Always experimenting, trying, see if something will work. Let's get this new equipment here, try this new technique. Many of them did not work. But he had the resources because he worked very hard and he went out and he put forth the effort, the time, the money, the energy to make it work. And he found those tools that did work for him, and it made it very, very possible. So I would encourage you to borrow from that lesson of good old AC, Andrew Carnegie, and what he did, constantly experiment. And as we're doing it today, our tools are not necessarily railroads or not necessarily steel. Back in the late 1900s, of course that was. Back in the 19th century, that was there. But today, we're looking at what is happening and what we can do now with video, with others, things like that.
Excellent. So I see we have a couple of people right now who are live with us. If you have questions, this is a good time to ask. What did you call that, Gina? I ask any question?
AMA, ask me anything.
Ask me anything. I love that. So ask us anything if you like. If not, one of the things that I'd like you to do, if you haven't already done it, set up your green room. Remember, this is going to be a very important place to practice, especially if you have guests. If you have any questions about that, just send us a text. We'll be able to help you with that. But I think that's a really good way to get you to start feeling comfortable, and especially if you have somebody else who you're working with so that they feel comfortable.
Yeah, I think that would be important and do that. And I would say there's a lot of opportunity on that. And I'm looking forward to it and finding out what happens. Now, of course, we have some messages for tomorrow and for Friday that will be going out. I will not be available for those live only because, hey, I'm taking off and heading off to a pre-arranged seminar that I'll be going to. National Speakers Association has what they call a CSP CPAE Summit going on. That's for those who are certified speaking professionals and those who have the Council of Peers Award of Excellence. Being able to go there to learn some advanced level, roll up your sleeves, get yourself ready to go and do it. So I'm going to leave you in the hands of Lori and Gina to get a lot of good things done there. But what do you two have planned? Anything up your sleeves you can share with us?
Well, we have a little video that we did on how to do a green room. You were part of that, and we haven't rolled that out yet. So we are going to roll that out, and any moment now. Lori, what else?
Just that we're going to be here for questions again. As I see that people are posting questions, the reason we did micro versus macro today was because of a question. So feel free. This is a community where we want you to participate, ask us questions. That's what makes this valuable. Please keep posting your Facebook Lives. I don't know if I've seen any today, but we always love to see yours. And of course, we can give you comments. Any other questions or roadblocks you face, we're here to help you.
Yes, and by the way, we have a visitor as well that's not directly on there, and I'm going to show you exactly what has happened. This is real world. Notice out there, there is our friend. Some of you might have heard a bird, and sure enough, there's our bird looking out, just enjoying the sunshine of the, I think, 85-degree heat today and weather. Beautiful day here in Orlando. He is a little bit noisy. Sometimes they get that way, but still, we're glad to have him or her. I haven't really asked, which, and we're just glad to have all kinds of beings joining us and being here today.
So I see Kathy has joined us. Darcel, that's my wonderful, amazing niece who has a huge community that we're trying to get her to work with because she's brilliant and she's got people who listen to her. So we really want to get her going on Facebook Live. If Cooper's there, hi Cooper.
Hey. Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you guys so much for being here. And I assume that's Kathy who's doing the divorce support. That's fantastic. I'm really excited about what she's doing. Hey, how about if I show you guys under the hood, just a real quick sneak peek here at Live Leap since it did come up. And I have it pulled up here. So again, what you do is if you wanted to broadcast your Facebook Live, but you want it to simultaneously share just automatically to, let's say, your personal profile or a group, or if you're interviewing somebody, you can share to their page as well. So it's a way to get the message out there in a very big way that you're doing a Facebook Live. So what I've opened right here is what's called the Facebook Route Manager. And so I'll make this a little bit bigger so you can see it. Just to let you guys know, it lets you share to your personal, from different pages. You set up these different. So I have different pages that I'm sharing to. I can share to different Twitter accounts, LinkedIn accounts, that type of thing. So it's a really cool service that I've enjoyed having.
I love that. What a great way to broaden your audience. So I think, Gina, you did a great job in helping us go from the micro to the macro. And what a brilliant way to do that. Thank you.
Good. I don't think Terry knows that he's muted for some reason.
And you are absolutely right. I muted that and then I come back. Thank you very much. Actually, I was doing that just to see if you would notice that I was mute. Never mind. So it's all part of the keeping it real. And those of you who are watching this, I want you to notice what we're doing and how we're doing it, but also watch between the lines and notice the kind of ways that we're making this happen and then what you can do in your own work to do this. We're going to be sharing some other ways that you can get involved in video. We're using one form of video right now, in that it's Facebook Live, lots of video, coupling it with other tools like Zoom, and there's more you can do with it. And we've got something coming up that's going to help you to become a video rock star. You can actually get out there and become the star that you want using video, deploying that and doing the right thing. Stay tuned. We'll have more information on this, how you can do it. But it's serious. Right now, we're at a critical point in history. We're at a point where the average person now has the ability to create their own show. What my client was saying this morning, hey, like Jimmy Fallon has this, I said, yes, he's got NBC, but you have your own network and you can get really, really niched in a market that says, hey, we want to know this very specific topic. And you can then use these tools to deploy that and connect with a lot of people, communicate very well, and cash in on it as well, which is kind of nice. So all of that together can be very helpful. Stay tuned and we'll be talking more about that. Well, we're getting ready to wind down here on our AMA, Ask Me Anything event. But before we go, I always like to rely on my two genius experts that are here. Lovely ladies, Lori Brown and Gina Carr. Lori, any final words today before we say goodbye to all the kids?
No, I'm just so glad everyone is here with us. Please, please, please help each other out. Ask us anything we can help you with. We love this community, and keep up the great work.
Very good. And the Detroit Tigers, I remember growing up with the Detroit Tigers. There, as you know, I grew up in Michigan and listened to that and following the Detroit Tigers. Still have it in my heart. They're still a good team, no matter what happens. Well, Gina, any final words that you might have?
I'll just say, we throw around a lot of different terms and different technologies. The thing is, just try it. I mean, even if all you do is hold up your phone and go to Facebook and click the Facebook Live button and just make something as simple as that, you are going to be pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, and you're going to be trying it. And if you want to do that just inside our group right here so that you can have your own effective green room to experiment with, then do that. That's a great way to try it too. And then next time you might be a little more comfortable to do it on your own personal profile, or do it into a group, or do it onto a page. So just baby steps.
I like that. Baby steps. Get out there and practice it. Remember, say practice makes perfect. Not true. As Harvey Mackay tells us very wisely, it's perfect practice that makes perfect. So get out there, try it, and we're doing our part to help you along the way here. On behalf of Lori Brown, Gina Carr, I'm Terry Brock. Thank you very much for being with us today.